Hello students, myself Mrs. Ranjana Kharida is going to explain you about the agriculture chapter of your geography book. This is my fourth explanation and slides here. So let us start. The tea. It is an example of plantation crop. It grows in tropical and subtropical climate. Fertile, well-drained soil, rich in humus and organic matter. It requires warm and moist-free climate through the year. India is the leading producer and exporter in the world. Major tea producing states are Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, hills of Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri of West Bengal. Next, it is coffee. India's coffee is known for its good quality in the world. The Arabica variety brought from Yemen is produced in India and is in great demand. Its cultivation is in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Nilgiri in Karnataka. Next, it is horticulture crops. India is the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world after China. Mangoes. It is grown mostly in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. Oranges are in Nagpur and Cherrapunji of Meghalaya. Bananas are in Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. Lychee and guava are in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Grapes are in Maharashtra. Pineapple, Meghalaya. Apple, peas, walnuts, apricots are grown in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. India produces about 13% of the world's vegetables. Next it is non-food crops. First it is rubber. It is an equatorial crop. It is also known as it is also grown in tropical and subtropical areas. It requires moist, humid climate with rainfall more than 200 centimeter and temperature above 25 degrees Celsius. It is an important industrial raw material. Mainly it is grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Garo Hills of Meghalaya. Next, it is fiber crops. Major fiber crops grown in India are cotton, jute, hemp and natural silk. Silk is obtained from cocoons of the silkworm fed on green leaves, especially mulberry. Rearing of silkworms for the production of silk is known as sericulture. The first three fiber are derived from the crops grown in the soil. Next, it is cotton. India is known to be the original home of the cotton plant. It is one of the main raw material for cotton textile industry. Cotton grows well in the drier part of the black soil. It requires high temperature, light rainfall, 210 days frost free and bright sunshine for its growth. Major cotton producing states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana. Next, it is jute. Jute is another non-fruit crop and it is also known as golden fiber. It is grown well on well-drained fertile soils in the floodplains where soil is renewed every year. Jute requires high temperature. The states West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha and Meghalaya are major jute producing states. It is used in making mats, ropes, carpets, many artifacts and gunny bags also. Next, technological and institutional reforms. For thousands of years, agriculture have been practiced in India. But still now, India has not improved in technical and institutional reforms in agriculture. Most of the farmers in large part of the country still depend upon monsoon and natural fertility to carry on agriculture. Agriculture which provides livelihood for more than 60% of its population, thus needs serious technical and institutional reforms. Next, land reform. Land reform was the main focus of our first 5-year plan. Right of inheritance had led to fragmentation of land holdings. The steps taken by government in agricultural reform. The government of India began introducing agriculture reforms to improve Indian agriculture. The Green Revolution, based on the use of package, technology and the white revolution, which is known as Operation Flood, where the strategies initiated to improve Indian agriculture. Next, other steps taken by the government. There are so many steps taken by the government to improve the agriculture. First, one of them, Kisan Credit Card, KCC, Personal Accident Insurance Scheme, PAIS, are the schemes by the Indian government for the benefit of the farmers. Next, contributions of agriculture to the national economy, employment and output. Agriculture has been the backbone of Indian economy. In 2010 and 11, about 52% of the total workforce was employed in the farm sector, which makes more than half of the Indian population dependent on agriculture for sustenance. Considering the importance of agriculture in India, the government of India made concerted efforts to modernize agriculture. Establishment of Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR, agricultural universities, veterinary services and animal breeding centers, horticulture development, research and development in the field of meteorology and weather forecast, etc., were given priority for improving Indian agriculture. Next, it is food security. At first, we should come to know what is food security. To ensure the availability of food to all sections of society, our government carefully designed a national food security system. It consists of two components, buffer stock and a public distribution system, PDS. The PDS is a program to provide food grains and other essential commodities at subsidized prices in rural and urban areas. The primary aim of this policy is to ensure food grains to common people at affordable prices. The policy also focuses on growth in agriculture production and fixing the price for procurement of wheat and rice to maintain their stocks. Food Corporation of India is responsible for procuring and stocking food grains. Next, why the food production remained stagnant or fallen? The reasons are land degradation, reducing of water shortage, inadequate storage and marketing facilities. Higher the supply, lower is the demand and cause distress sale. So there can be no food security without small farmers. Thank you and have a nice day.